What if Varuna's void screamed with fear, crushing your soul to trap you in eternal ice? This bone-chilling tale from Varuna in 2390 will grip you tight. Kael Vex, a scout, finds screaming voids that wail her fear of her brother's death. But they're dragging her crew into a frozen abyss. Dare you face the cold? Varuna's icy plains sprawl under a black, star-streaked sky, their voids gaping like wounds of terror. Kael trudges in her thermal suit, her boots crunching through brittle frost as she maps the dwarf planet's scars. The outpost domes flicker in the dark, her only refuge since Earth became a lost dream. Kael's heart aches her brother. Taz died in a rover crash she failed to prevent 6 years ago. His last words, "It's screaming," haunting her nights. She searches the voids for answers. One day, her probe pierces a void, and it screams Kael in Taz's voice, a cry. Like splintering ice, her chest burns with cold. She thinks it's the frost, but she freezes when the void pulses blue and shapes Taz's face, his eyes hollow, fearing her. Kael's terrified, yet she keeps probing. The screaming voids wail louder, their cries sharper, and chaos hits the outpost. Probe seize, lights shatter, and the air chokes like it's stealing fear. Kael's scanner, her guide in the dark, stabs her mind, as if the screams are burrowing inside. Other scouts hear their fears in the void's lost families, old terrors, then turn rigid, encased in ice. Kael inspects a void, its edges carved with glowing runes that pulse under her light. She confides in Rin, a gruff geologist with a scar on his jaw from a frostbite wound. Rin scours the plains and finds runes images of people frozen, their fears etched in ice. The voids scream, "You're lost," in a voice that cuts, and Kael's hands tremble, dropping her scanner. What are these screams after? Kael and Rin venture to a void cluster, where frost bites like claws and winds howl like terrified ghosts. The voids scream in a maze of blue light, their runes twisting too fast. Kael's gut churns, sensing eyes in the dark. The runes lead to a cavern of ice, its walls throbbing blue like a fearful heart. At its core, a screaming void pulses, exhaling frost like a dying star. Shadowy forms writhe in the mist, faceless but trembling. Kael's head spins, like the voids pulling her soul. Rin's sensors catch signals from the core, not from Earth but from beyond the Kuiper belt. The cavern feels alive, starving. Kael's scanner flashes horrors, Taz's crash, scouts screaming, an ancient outpost entombed in ice. Rin whispers. The voids are the fear, not just holes, but a cosmic trap that feeds on terror. They serve the terrors, a force that thrives on fear, growing with every scream. The outpost crumbles, domes split in sudden quakes, heaters fail, and scouts march toward voids, their eyes glowing blue like the ice. Kael fears they're lost. Rin finds a jagged shard in the cavern, etched with stars that pulse like fearful eyes. The voids roar, "We claim," and Kael questions if Rin's hiding a secret. The ground shakes, Varuna raging. Kael grabs a shard piece. It burns cold, showing Taz's face, his voice pleading, "You failed me." Everyone's scanners show a frost web where fears freeze forever, each node a soul, each scream a terror. The void core displays a blue lattice trapping every scout. The plains groan, shadows mirroring the web, as if Varuna's waking. Rin finds runes saying the terrors crave the galaxy next, linked to other voids beyond, all starving for souls. Kael sees vision shadows with glowing eyes plotting to crush worlds. The fear's signals streak to the stars, calling the terrors closer. Radios wail Taz's voice, lights flash his face. Kael feels Taz's faint whisper in the web, urging her to fight. Rin's eyes flicker, can she trust him? Varuna quakes, shadows caging them. Kael stares at the void core, hands numb, sensing Taz's ghost. She thinks of her failure, the outpost, and if this force is unstoppable, the air chokes, crushing her soul. The outpost falls silent, and Kael wonders if the terrors are inside her. The voids scream louder, their frost thicker, alive with hunger. She steps back, but ice splinters, and the screams call her name. Rin's face pales, staring at the core. They feel that something's coming, unstoppable. The plains roar, alive. Kael grips her scanner, desperate for answers, but the screams pull her to the dark. The voids pulse like a storm, alive. Kael wonders if she escaped or if the fears claimed her soul. Twist. The voids aren't ice, they're the throats of a star beast that feeds on fear, and Kael's crash woke it. Is Varuna a wasteland or a tomb of terror? Would you probe a screaming void knowing it craves your fear? Share your darkest fears in the comments. Smash that like button if this froze your soul. Send it to your space nerd friends. And subscribe for more stories that'll haunt your dreams.